Alright, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, Something in the Way, Season 1, Episode 1. Now, the episode is along the lines of underneath the bridge, the tarp has sprung a leak, and the animals I trapped have all become my pets. The aircraft I desire to use is this Asobo, Northwest Airlines Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental, Northwest Airlines bowling shoe colors, red top, gray middle, white underbelly, and of course that black stripe that goes around the plane, as you might have seen. Or is it navy blue? Passerby jets, would be considerate. Passerby jets, be considerate, will you? Okay, anyway, my nature desired is to live out a childhood dream by, of course, continuing animal rescues. And, of course, these animals that we're going to get in this video are mostly dumped under the exact same bridge that Kurt Cobain was hanging out under in the days before he recorded Something in the Way. So what happened in this video is that this batch of Kempeitai and Japanese naval personnel mostly chose to help rescue the animals, and the Northwest 747 was flown up to Seattle to complete part of a trip anyway. And I still wish to bring duck, dog, and geese passengers, including, of course, acting geese pilots for this trip. So here we go. The title combines the themes of being beneath the bridge, as in the lyrics, and the focus on the aircraft. And I bought this as a library pack from somewhere. And of course we're going to fly from Albuquerque to Seattle. And there should be scenic views across different terrains. Now, of course, we're going to find a lot of distressed animals there, but I won't show it here. Perhaps aboard there will be simulated rescue scenarios as on board. Because this thing's not going to be full anyway. So the connection to Kurt Cobain and the bridge adds depth to this episode. So there should be visual cues related to Cobain's present, which is not seen, like graffiti on the bridge or subtle references to Nirvana. The modifications and the existing features of the simulation. Enjoy the virtual journey, and may our flight be as poetic as the lyrics of Something in the Way by Nirvana. And Microsoft Copilot tells me, feel free to adjust any details to match my vision, and happy flying. Okay, as the sun rises, let's do this. At this point, good morning everyone and everybody. As the sun paints the sky, let's ensure our 747 is ready for this noble mission. Pre-flight, and remember, compassion is our true north. This will be a long flight today, so let's do a quick. Okay. We gotta be quick right here. You see, while I'm at it, I always wanted to be a Northwest Airlines pilot my whole life. But little did I know is that Northwest changed their colors, which I unfortunately rode in one of the new colors back in the winter of 2003, coming home from my first trip to Europe. Second winter 2003, as I call it. And the last time I rode the bowling shoe, 21 years ago, coming home from Europe. Hear that correctly, is coming home from Europe, I rode the bowling shoe. And, of course, I rode in Northwest new colors, and they were okay, to tell you the truth. But this is actually my first favorite livery from Northwest Airlines. the Boeing shoe. The Boeing shoe, that is. And here's our chow truck here. They're going to bring poop on a boat. Looks rather nice to be a creeper van. You like nice things, right? Yeah, that's an emergency exit right here. So let's go to the Romeo 1 door. Here it is. Romeo 1 door. Service door. Glory. Alright. These colors never run. Is that right? I think so. Alright, I think. Alright, the chow crew, they got it. Let them work. So, let's work on the upper deck this time around. Let's work on the upper deck. Okay. Okay, emergency exit secure. Emergency exit is secure. And now let's... Okay, too far in. Okay, well, there's our flight deck here. Always pre-flight. Yeah, always pre-flight. That's what I do. Here's a boarding point of view. There's a boarding point of view. This is how we boarded. Yeah, right here, this is how we boarded. Next one, this is how we boarded. What's that? Looks nice. Looking good. It's looking good. The airplane is looking good. Okay, that's good enough, I personally think. Alright. Complex plane. That was fun, looking through things here. That was fun. Anyway, let's get the before start out. Okay.
Battery switch on. Standby power selector. Labrador Flight 4 to clear the Seattle Airport this mile. Takeoff runway hypertron and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure frequency is 127 for squawk, landing 141. External power. Labrador Flight 4 traffic direct. Contact around.
It gets so silent.
When ready to taxi. Good day.
How did my communication get so silent?
Set IRS position. Bus tie switches. Generator control. APU selector. APU. Hydraulic. Engine. Emergency level. Fuel crossbeams. Hydraulic. Fuel pump. Beacon. CAS/HAC selector. XPR.
Everything went silent here. Alright, so we're all on board now at this point. Runway not available for standard instrument departure. Huh. Insufficient fuel. I'll just say this. Insufficient fuel. Come on. Alright, so I'm not going a third of a day worth of flying. Oh, come on, Seattle's only like, what, 3 hours away from the time I recorded this video? Insufficient fuel. And that's some. go and go. Briefing's already been given. Safety briefing's already given. Let's get out here now.
Albuquerque ground Labrador Flight 4 requesting and pushback.
Okay.
Labrador Flight 4 requesting and pushback received.
Oh, I missed all that.
Auto drop. Bank limit selector. Auto. Autopilot disengage bar. Up. Landing gear. Down. Auto brake selector. RTO. Parking brake. Set. Speed brake. DN. Thrust levers. Idle. Flaps. Up. Fuel control switches. Cut off.
You already know what to do.
Selector. On. Cast/HTC selector.
Stand by.
STBY.
That's what that means. Okay, let me go check. Alright. Let's go ahead and start. Come on. What's going on? Somebody ought to be starting by now. Okay, looks like you're all starting together as one.
Albuquerque ground Labrador Flight 4 with Mania ready to taxi IFR.
Labrador Flight 4 taxi to the hold short runway 8 using taxiway Alpha 1. Contact tower 123.775 when ready.
Taxi to hold short runway 8 using taxiway Alpha 1 Labrador Flight 4.
Alright. There's the control surface check. See what the control surfaces look like from here. Or not. Okay, we're clear to taxi. Okay, you're clear to taxi from what it looks like in my eyes. Let's go. Yes, in this video, underneath the bridge, yes, a tarp did spring a leak. Same one where Kurt Cobain was hanging out under. Same bridge, that is. Out. Don't hit it. That was close. Yeah, my crash lanes are turned off. Here we go. Childhood dream fulfilled again today. I'll say that again. Childhood dream fulfilled again as of today. We're here. Oops, you didn't yield it.
Albuquerque Tower Labrador Flight 4 and Runway 8 ready for departure IFR to Seattle.
That sounds bright. I'm moving over.
Labrador Flight 4 altimeter 30.13 when 082 at 2. Cleared for takeoff runway 8.
Cleared for takeoff runway 8 Labrador Flight 4.
Complete. Outsider birds. Takeoff. Yeah, I'm going off my own way. The sun is wicked bright. I'm going to the port side today. Just for the takeoff phase. Let me go ahead and extend the flaps. They're down already. Well, since I'm an animal lover too, I'm going to get really mean now. So, why not? I'll take the starboard side of the aircraft for takeoff. Now, you cannot put those animals in Kurt Cobain's shoes. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, we're ready. 3, 2, 1, now. Well, we're leaving. Gotta fly. No, gotta fly.
Contact Albuquerque. Departure on 127.4. Good day.
Be quiet. Gotta fly.
127.
Quieter, quieter, quieter. Just like Kurt Cobain said, quieter, quieter, quieter.
Albuquerque departure
Quieter,
Labrador
quieter.
54 is passing 6,200 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
Quieter, quieter.
Labrador 54 Albuquerque. Departure
Quieter, quieter, quieter.
13 radar contact. Continue to
Quieter, quieter. Quieter, quieter, quieter. Quieter, quieter, quieter. Remember Kurt Cobain said that when they were recording something in the way? I'll run the after takeoff checklist as soon as I'm clear of Glenwood Hills, I'll say. Oh gosh, it's so bright. Not this time. Come on. Come on. Hold on. I know I'm flying this thing like a fighter when I'm not supposed to. You cannot have people in Kurt Cobain's shoes from the time he recorded Something in the Way by Nirvana.
2,500.
Not this time. Gotta get over my neighborhood. There's High Point Sports and Wellness. There's Sunset Canyon Park. High Desert. Alright, here we go. Over Glenwood Hills. Fair Glenwood Hills.
Labrador Flight 4 climb and maintain flight level 200.
What's going on?
Climb and maintain flight level 200, Labrador 54.
Labrador Flight 4 contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8. Good day.
132.8, Labrador 54.
Alright, what was going on in all these conversations?
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 54 is passing 14,500 feet, climbing flight level 200.
Labrador 54, Albuquerque Center, Albuquerque 0.1 train radar contact. Continue to Alpha Bravo Quebec. Labrador 54, climb, maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, Labrador 54.
Okay, let's get the vector to the next waypoint at this point.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 54 requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 54, continue to turning and following heading 225.
Let me see if I agree with it.
Continue to Hanos turning and following heading 225, Labrador 54.
Let me pull out the map, see if I agree. Well, kind of. Well, kind of. Come on. Yeah, cooperate.
Labrador 54, please expect the current flight level 300. Okay, let's run the post-takeoff checklist at this point. Climb. Okay, those are all off. Okay. Looks like we're settled. We're in the air. We're settled. Well, not necessarily down, but we're settled. Ah, that's sun. Bright, bright, bright. Starboard side.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4 continues to head turning and following heading 345 proceed on course.
Continue to handle turning and following heading 345 proceed on course Labrador 5-4.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 5-4 is passing flight level 275, landing flight level 300.
Labrador 5-4, Albuquerque Center, radar contact, continue to head. Labrador 5-4, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Labrador 5-4.
Just that this is a sterile phase. That's why I've not said much. In fact, if you come across all kinds of spots where I'm not saying much, it's either because air traffic control is talking to me, or it's a sterile phase that I'm in, where I don't talk until or unless it's absolutely necessary and it's relevant to what I'm doing. Like, for example, here, like of all this climbing I'm doing, I'm really not supposed to be talking about anything else except for if the airplane's not responding to anything, as ATC says, that's when I talk. I guess we're here. 36,000 feet.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Where am I?
Labrador 5-4, continue to head turning and following heading 020.
Continue to handle turning and following heading 020, Labrador 5-4.
008. It's Crown Point. Flying over Crown Point. Well, I was visiting Crown Point at one point in time in real life when I was flying this airplane, that is. Maybe when we're in a longer phase, we can start services. There's gotta be a few. We've still got a long way to go. Someone called about cabin service. Say stand by. Okay. Maybe as soon as we pass Farmington, you may begin that. Okay.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4, continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo turning and following heading 020.
I can't believe it. 020,
Continue to
and I'm
Romeo
not
Sierra
there.
Kilo turning and following heading 020, Labrador 5-4.
I have difficulty believing that. I have difficulty believing that. I really do.
Albuquerque Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4, continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo turning and following heading 020.
That's what you've been saying this whole time.
Continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo turning and following heading 020, Labrador 5-4.
As soon as this plane touches the magenta line, I'm going to ask once more. Right when the plane touches this, according to a zoomed in view, I'll ask. Where else to go? Very patchy. 2-4 November, that is. We're not going there. It's Alamosa. I wonder how Miss Molly's doing. Miss Molly, of course, is that Tomcat I fly sometimes.
Labrador 5-4, contact Denver Center for 118.575. Good day.
118.575, Labrador 5-4. Goodbye. Denver Center, Labrador 5-4, flight level 360.
Labrador 5-4, Denver Center, radar contact. Continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo.
Denver Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4, continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo, turning and following heading 020.
That's what we've been saying this whole time.
Continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo turning and following heading 020, Labrador 5-4.
You know, I'm not agreeing with this, so I'm just going to turn this into the left. Ah, sun. Bright. What's that about? Over speed. I don't believe that. Alright. 350. As soon as we pass Farmington. Alright, cabin crew calls again. Okay, as soon as we pass Farmington, we can have meal service, things like that, okay? Okay, let's make sure they go carefully. You know, how about this? Let me see. Their instructions are.
Denver Center Labrador Flight requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador Flight 4 continues to Romeo Sierra 3 turn and following heading 265.
I don't really agree with it.
Continue to Romeo Sierra Kilo turning and following heading 265 Labrador Flight 4.
I don't really agree where they're sending me off to. It's like way off. These headings are. Okay. As soon as we get 320, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go and turn the seatbelt sign off. Okay, we've reached cruising phase. At this point, we're in cruising phase. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude at this point of 36,000 feet above ground level. In other words, flight level 360. And we'll now be serving our in-flight meal today, which is a vegan sushi called Poop on a Boat. And yes, it's poop-free. Geese. Acting Geese pilots. Fantastic. Even the acting Geese pilots who are posing as passengers. Yeah, every passenger is a pilot. You know, they're just on standby. How? We've drafted them into such. And they've worked their way up. Geese pilots and passengers. Fantastic. Dogs as well. Woof-tastic. Ducks. Quack-tastic. Look out the windows. We should have been cruising over the Rockies. Nature's grandeur, even at 35 or 36,000 feet. Dog passenger. I see a squirrel down there. Cruising activities continue. Passenger to duck. How's my leg, my feathered friend? Duck passenger. In the case of Drake. And in the case of N. In the case of N. Quackers. But I'll be fine. These pilots honking in unison. Honk, honk if you love rescue missions. You know while I'm at it, of course, I'm going to tell you this about Something in the Way by Nirvana. Something in the Way by Nirvana is one of the most difficult songs ever to have been recorded in the album Nevermind. And of course, the song was recorded sometime thereafter. Of course, Kurt Cobain was kicked out of his parents' house. And of course, he had to live in many places. Like, there are claims that he was living under the bridge, but that's actually a complete lie at this point. Kurt Cobain was mostly living with friends of his. strange as it seems. And somehow he made it all the way down to LA to record the song Something in the Way. I've heard it too, like a lot, because Nirvana is such a popular band. Mostly from my older brother, I've heard it from. As well as his friends, family, and acquaintances. They play Something in the Way. And believe it or not, whenever we have to play Something in the Way, we have to crank the volume pretty much louder than normal. I actually did try to make flight simulator movies, flight simulator videos with the song Something in the Way in the background. But I had a hard time hearing the music because it was recorded so quietly. And, I guess it was in Kurt's nature to go, oh, quieter, quieter, quieter. And, of course, everyone at the studio had to respect his decision. His refers to Kurt Cobain's decision, that is. And when I heard Something in the Way, I found it to be a sad song, honestly. Now, I am a Nirvana fan, in case y'all didn't know. Pretty much all out. And of course, Northwest Airlines serves the hometown. Or it did when there was such thing as Northwest Airlines. Although the airline ceased operation in real life. Although the airline doesn't exist in real life anymore. It did in fact serve the hometown of Kurt Cobain. Wherever that may have been. I'm not sure if it's Seattle for sure from the time I record this video, but Northwest did do a lot of operations in the Pacific Northwest. In real life. Yeah, for a time being, I'm not talking to ATC, so enjoy a drone view. I'm not talking to them. I don't agree with I don't agree with the directions they're putting me in. I really don't agree. Cortez Municipal Airport. Tanner Field. I'll keep that in mind. $260-something miles to the next waypoint. That's something. Oh gosh. Alright, no more playing with the sun. At this point, no more. Alright, no more playing with the sun. Maybe I'll agree, maybe I won't. If they told me to talk to a certain center, I'll do it. I'll just wait till a handoff just to be sure. Looks like we're in Utah. from the time being I record this video.
Labrador Flight 4, contact Denver Center on 127.55. Good day.
Going to 127.55, Labrador Flight 4. Denver Center, Labrador Flight 4, flight level 360.
Labrador Flight 4, Denver Center, radar contact. Continue.
Yeah, I'm plugging in my phone. That's what that's about. Why'd I just activate on board? There you go. Nautical miles away to get to this place in Utah here. Okay. Looks like we're in cruising phase now. Okay. While we're in cruising phase, let's talk about the song Something in the Way by Nirvana a little more. So let's delve into this hauntingly beautiful song. First of all, I tell Microsoft Copilot, I'm in cruising phase now, from the time I recorded this video. What should I discuss about Nirvana's Something in the Way? And I request dialogues, please and thank you. Copilot's response? Certainly, let's delve into Nirvana's hauntingly beautiful song, Something in the Way. This track, penned by the enigmatic Kurt Cobain, carries layers of meaning and emotion. Here's what we can explore. Number 1, the lyrics. The repetition of Something in the Way serves as a mantra, an impenetrable barrier, both physically and existentially. Cobain's vocalized expresses resignation, a blend of sigh and acceptance, hinting at an unknown obstacle that defies articulation. Articulation, that is. Number 2, the inspiration. Cobain's wild spirit led him to a period of homelessness. While he wasn't actually under a bridge, he wove a fantasy around it in this song. The lyrics depict survival, not just of himself, but also his interaction with the animal kingdom in those challenging days. Number 3, animal rights and compassion. Interestingly, parts of the song read like a promotion of animal rights. Cobain's sympathy extended to creatures he encountered, adopting them as pets. He even chose to digest grass rather than eat animals, except for fish, which he believed lacked feelings. Now let's weave these themes into the dialogues for our flight. As of right now, we're in cruising phase. Captain Flight 10 states, "Ladies and gentlemen, as we cruise through the skies, let's reflect on something in the way. Like Kurt Cobain, we face barriers. Some known, some mysterious. May our journey bring clarity." Passenger conversation over vegan sushi. You know, this song reminds me of life's hidden struggles. Absolutely, there is something in the way, and we cannot quite put our fingers on it. Geese pilots interpreted, honk if you ever felt trapped. To Geese pilot 2, honk louder if you found freedom beyond barriers. Upon post-landing, of course, this is what I'm going to say. Your spirit guided us today. We carried more than passengers. We carried compassion. And, of course...
For contact at Salt Lake Center on 125.575. Good day.
125.575 Labrador 54. Goodbye. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Labrador 54, Salt Lake Center, radar contact continuing.
Okay, and of course, Copilot tells me, feel free to adjust these dialogues and add your own twists. Happy cruising, fellow aviator. I shall return. Engage 12. I'm back. And of course, we're flying over Salt Lake City right now. Now, I'm not going to the port side of the airplane because the sun is just so bright. See, back when I was playing Flight Simulator X, I oftentimes took a break when I flew over Salt Lake City, because there usually wasn't much to stand or do. And oftentimes I flew through Utah to go to places. Wow.
Labrador flight for contact with Salt Lake Center from 133.
Again.
Good day.
Just look at this from here on out.
133.9 Labrador Flight 4.
Or is it
Goodbye.
flying out?
Salt Lake Center, Labrador Flight 4, flight level 360.
Labrador flight for Salt Lake Center. Radar contact.
Okay, continue. Alright, I'm going to ask Microsoft Copilot, please give me more dialogues for in-flight cruising activities, especially in the upper deck, since I am operating a Boeing 747. Let's see what she says. Whatever she texts, I'm just going to do it. Although I can't really go in the passenger cabins from the time being I record this video. Just see what it says. Certainly, let's venture to the upper deck of our Boeing 747, where the atmosphere is a blend of anticipation and serenity. Passengers sip their drinks, gaze out at the vast expanse, and engage in conversations that transcend mere travel. Here are some dialogues. Upper deck lounge, passenger chat, which is really the business class cabin. Passenger 1. You know, flying feels like suspended time. Passenger 2. Agreed. Up here, we are neither here nor there, just in between. Geese pilots banter over the intercom. Honk if you've ever wondered what clouds taste like. Goose pilot 2. I tried once. Tasted like cotton candy and dreams. Bland, of course. But me in real life, I've been through clouds before, because even in Albuquerque, it gets foggy. And what it really is mist. And someone in the cloud, it's just an illusion. Flight attendant whispering to a passenger. See that star? It's our secret guide. We call it Aviator's Wish. Dog passenger observing over the wing. Humans marvel at the view, but I'm all about that aileron deflection. Passenger 3 to duck passenger. Why do you think Kurt Cobain sang about bridges? Duck passenger quacking thoughtfully. Maybe bridges connect more than just land. They bridge hearts. Cabin's reflection over the public address system. Ladies and gentlemen, as we glide through the day, remember, every flight carries stories. Tonight, we're writing our story from our own end. And of course, Copilot tells me, feel free to adapt these dialogues or create your own. The upper deck awaits your imagination. Of course it does. My response, I love these. Can we add a moment where Geese pilots share their favorite cloud formations? Certainly, let's add a whimsical moment where our Geese pilots, with their keen eyes, discuss the artistry of clouds. Geese Pilot 1. Attention passengers. Look starboard and port. I believe there's a cumulonimbus cloud shaped like a fluffy croissant. And portside, behold the stratocumulus ensemble, reminiscent of a Renaissance fresco. These are dialogues from Geese Passenger 1 with the fluffy croissant cloud, and of course, Geese Pilot 2 about the Renaissance fresco. Passenger 4 whispering to Duck Passenger, I think they have an attending cloud. Aesthetics 101. Feel free to let your imagination soar higher, and may your Geese pilots continue their cloud spotting adventures. Our response, haha, I love it. Can we have a moment where the dog passenger tried to catch a cloud? I'll say everybody tried to catch a cloud. Whatever the reason may be. Certainly. She's a co-pilot just says, certainly. Dog passenger's cloud chase. Dog. Woof! Fluffy cumulus. I'll catch it. I've got paws and dreams. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our adventurous dog passenger. Our response, haha, adorable. Can we add a scene where the duck passenger teaches cloud navigation to the Geese pilots? Certainly. The duck passenger, listen. Listen up, my feathered friends. Cirrus clouds point north. Cumulonimbus means storm ahead. And alto cumulus, well, they're just fluffy daydreamers. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our weather savvy duck passenger. Well, I'm going off the dialogue suggestions by co-pilot. My response to, I love it. Can we add a moment where the Geese pilots compose cloud-inspired poetry? Certainly. Geese pilots cloud poetry. Geese pilots 1, wings flapping. Cumulus whispers cirrus dreams. Our flight path etched in vapor. Geese Pilot 2, honking rhythmically. Stratocumulus waltz. Alto stratus hum. Sky versus we sing. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our poetic Geese pilots.
Labrador Flight for contact at Salt Lake Center on 119.9.
Did we miss the Great Salt Lake?
Going to 119.9 Labrador 54. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Labrador Flight for Salt Lake Center, radar contact continue.
No, we didn't miss the Salt Lake. Now I'm going to ask co-pilot, please give me dialogues about the Great Salt Lake, since we're flying over it. Standing by. Certainly, as we fly over the Great Salt Lake, let's imagine the conversations echoing through the cabin. As I would imagine, Passenger 1 peering out the window, look at that expanse. It's like an otherworldly mirror. Indeed, the lake's salinity creates a surreal effect. Passenger 1 over the intercom. Soon and very soon. Goose Pilot 1 over the intercom. Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in advance to the Great Salt Lake. where feathers float and dreams crystallize, and where our honks harmonize with the briny breeze. Passenger 2 curious, why is it so salty? Well, this lake has no outlet, so water evaporates, leaving behind minerals and salt. Passenger 2 excited, can I swim in it? Not recommended, my furry or feathered friends, family acquaintances. You'd emerge as a salty dog. And that Great Salt Lake is as deadly as the Dead Sea, of which I floated in 3 times in real life when I went to Israel in 2019. Duck passenger philosophical. The lake's isolation, it's like a cosmic pause. A moment frozen in salt crystals, waiting for stories. Captain, myself reflecting. Beneath our wings, the ancient Great Salt Lake. Beneath our wings, ancient Lake Bonneville whispers. Its memories dances on the sailing canvas. And we are mere aviators, write our flight log across its shimmering pages. So my fellow travelers, let's honor this vast salty expanse, the Great Salt Lake. Note, enjoy the view, and may your flight be as intriguing as the lake itself. Which, of course, Salt Lake City is the capital of Utah. And look, I think the Great Salt Lake is obscured by cloud cover. Or Provo. That is not far from Salt Lake City. Do we miss the Great Salt Lake? I hope not. And if we did, then, oh well. You know, Utah's really a fun place to visit. But I don't want to live there. That's just me. Stand by as I adjust. I believe this is Salt Lake City we're flying over. Okay, looks like we're over it. Or we're in the general area of the Great Salt Lake.
Labrador flight for contact at Salt Lake Center for 1356-7756. Good day.
There it is.
135.775 Labrador Flight 4. Goodbye. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Labrador flight for Salt Lake Center, return contact and continue to Cambridge Road Hotel.
Heading instruction here. Charlie Hotel. How's that happening? Tango Whiskey Foxtrot, what's here? Twin Falls. Oh yeah, Twin Falls. I'm familiar with the area for the time being. Because recently I'd flown a Swiss Air 747 over that to try to get to Portland. That's not right, you know. What happened here? Cut off my route. Now I'll never know where I'm going. We're over Idaho. We're over Idaho. Really soon.
Salt Lake Center, Labrador 5, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4, continue to Tango Whiskey Foxtrot, turning and following heading 2955 navigation.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to follow the full instruction.
Continue to Tango Whiskey Foxtrot, turning and following heading 2905, resume home navigation, Labrador 5-4.
Yeah, I don't like the instruction. Alright, here's the Great Salt Lake below us. I never knew it could be that blue.
Goodbye. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 5-4, flight level 360.
Labrador 5-4, Salt Lake Center, radar contact. Continue to Tango Whiskey Foxtrot.
Let's get a drone view of the airplane over the Great Salt Lake. How's everyone in the upper deck? Alright, how's everybody in the upper deck? There's our pilot here. Our pilots here. The geese, just imaginary. The geese are imaginary, of course. There are no real geese on board. No, no real geese were harmed in the making of this video. Caution. Improper wiper rigging may cause windshield breakage. See Maintenance Manual section 30 decimal or -42-02. Okay. So Great Salt Lake dead below us. Only 100 nautical miles away from the next waypoint. And then let's see what's here. I'm not going to mess with the sun, so I'm going to come here. Great Salt Lake. It's a wonder of this planet. Look here, Northwest Airlines. I'm living the dream out as best I can. Zero Uniform Sierra. That's our plan for the day. See what's going on in the first class cabin, which is in the lower deck. I'm imagining that the dogs in there, as well as the ducks and the geese. Let's pretend that the dogs, ducks, and geese in there are doing as follows. Hi.
Good day.
Going to 118.05, Labrador 54. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Remember, everything's just pretend. Whatever. Let's just say that they're doing first class activities and they're like, some of the ducks, dogs, geese, passengers that is, they sleep. And same goes for right up here. Or they'd fallen asleep. Even right up here. The duck, dog, geese passengers. As well as, of course, acting geese pilots who are standing by. Let's just say from here, they'd fallen asleep. As you can see. Let's just pretend that they have. Yeah, really, let's pretend that the duck, dog, geese passengers pretended that they've fallen asleep. And so now let's see what's going on up here. call from my mother. Hello. Hey. Morning. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, that was a real life call I got just now. Yes, my family has routine. Just know that. Okay. What now? See what's here for once. Wow, we completed half that journey. So it seems. Looks like we're nearing the Idaho border. This is not going to be helpful here. Let me wait for this to turn into 0, see what happens. Let me ask co-pilot and see what she says. Or whatever the gender of co-pilot is. I asked co-pilot, the Northwest Airlines Boeing 747 has now crossed into Idaho. What should we do from here in this video? The in this video part is parenthesized, of course. It's in parentheses, of course. Alright, as our Northwest 747 flies gracefully over the scenic landscapes of Idaho, let's consider a few options for our flight. Approaching the vistas. Idaho's rugged mountains, pristine lakes, and vast forests stretch out below. Encourage passengers to gaze out the windows and soak in the natural beauty. Passenger announcement will make one. Ladies and gentlemen, on your right, behold the Sawtooth Range, a jagged masterpiece carved by ancient glaciers. Geese pilots banter over the intercom. Goose pilot number 1. If you spot a tater field down there. Well, not just yet. Not like what you think, if you ask me. Goose pilot 2. And remember, Idaho is infamous for spuds. Dog's observation. Woof! I see a winding river. Can we follow it? Not this time, my furry friends. Our flight plan keeps us on track. Tell you what, some of which we can follow. Duck passenger's historical tidbit. Did you know that Lewis and Clark explored this region? The duck passenger says, Indeed. They paddle canoes while we fly above. My reflection over the public address system. Idaho, the gem state. From the cockpit, I marvel at its rugged charm. And soon we'll cross into Oregon and Washington, our final destination. So fellow aviators, let's savor this leg of our journey. Idaho welcomes us with open skies. I asked co-pilot, can we have a moment where the Geese pilots share their favorite Idaho trivia? Well, I know this is totally random, but I'm going to say this. Boise is the capital. And before I go into what co-pilot says, still my favorite part in the Civil Air Patrol Leadership Manual, I believe it was like chapter 4 or 5, whatever brain power for leadership is. I forget what the other topic was, but my favorite part of the chapter is when the text wrote as, Boise being the capital of Idaho are totally different topics. So anyway, here we are. Co-pilot's response, certainly. Let's dive into some quirky Idaho trivia as shared by our Geese pilots. Tater Paradise. Goose Pilot 1. Did you know that Idaho produces more potatoes than any other state? Or in my terms, taters, than any other state? Goose Pilot 2. Yep. They say Idaho spuds have a secret handshake with the soil. Or in the annoying orange, that's where all your muddy buddies come from. Blue Lakes Mystery. Goose Pilot 1. Ever heard of Blue Lakes? They're not blue. Goose Pilot 2. It's all about the minerals. Makes them turquoise. Like swimming in a gem. Okay, about the Tater Paradise, that's number 1. And the Blue Lakes Mystery, that's number 2. And number 3, Huckleberry Hijinks. Sounds scary. Goose Pilot 1. Huckleberries are Idaho's wild treasure. Goose Pilot 2. We've seen bears doing the Huckleberry Shuffle, sweetest dance in the forest. Number 4, Atomic City Whispers. Goose Pilot 1. Atomic City. Sounds like a superhero hideout. Goose Pilot 2. Actually, it's where they tested nuclear reactors. Geese with Geiger counters. Now that's a sitcom. And actually, that's true about Idaho. The first city ever powered by nuclear energy is Arco, Idaho. Sources used, / from my end, National Museum of Nuclear Science and History, when I used to be a volunteer there, in real life. Shoshone Falls Roar. Goose Pilot 1. Shoshone Falls. Our feathered friends, family, and acquaintances love it. Goose Pilot 2. We call it nature's honk. The fall's mist tickles our beaks. And there you have it, Idaho, where taters meet turquoise lakes, bears dance, and geese tell tales. Feel free to add more Idaho trivia, or let your imagination soar. I did both. My response, haha, I love it. Can we have a moment where the dog passenger tries to dig for buried taters? And all the duck and geese passengers? Response, certainly. What? I smell something buried here. Could it be Idaho's golden spuds? Captain chuckling. Not this time, my tater-loving friend. These treasures stay in the ground. These treasures stay in the ground.
Going to 128.55, Labrador 54. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Labrador 54, Salt Lake Center, radar contact communication.
400 miles away. Where are we? Where are we going? And we're near Boise. From Washington. Way far off. Alright, so co-pilot tells me, feel free to let your imagination dig deeper, and may our passengers, may our dog duck and goose passengers, who are also pilots as well. Enthusiasm lead to more unexpected discoveries. Alright, any chance of an in-flight yoga session for passengers and animals alike? Well, certainly. Let's create... Ask co-pilot, any chance of an in-flight yoga session for passengers and animals alike? Co-pilot, certainly. Let's create a serene in-flight yoga session where passengers and animals find their inner balance amidst the clouds. Imagine the gentle hum of the engines as we flow through these poses. Skyward salutation. Flight attendant, ladies and gentlemen, inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Feel the stretch. Dog, duck, goose, passengers, tail wagging. Downward dog, maybe like upward wolf. That's for number 1. And as for number 2, cloud warrior pose. Passenger 1, extend your arms, gaze at the horizon, channel your inner warrior. Duck and goose, passengers' wings outstretch, quack. I'm a waterfowl warrior. Altitude tree pose. Passenger 2, root down. Lift one leg, balance like a tree. Geese pilots honking in unison. Honk if you feel grounded.
Good day.
Talk. Please. Early.
Going to 118.05, Labrador Flight 4. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 54, flight level 360.
Labrador Flight 4, Salt Lake Center, radar contact continuing.
Okay, as the yoga session continues here, let's say this. Aileron twist. Flight attendant. There's one of them anyway. Rotate your spine gently. Imagine you're adjusting the ailerons. Dog passenger twisting playfully. I call this a tailspin twist. While ducks and the geese, they of course do the same thing with their necks. That's for number 4. And that's for number 5, Cumulus Savanza. Passenger 3, lie back, relax. Imagine you're floating on a fluffy cumulus. My self-soothing voice. Breathe. Let the sky cradle you. And there we have it, an in-flight yoga flow, where ducks, dogs, and geese find their zen. Note, feel free to stretch your imagination further or add your own favorite poses. Probably a good thing I chose to fly this morning. Well, I'm not messing with the sun. Thing's bright. There's northwest. We're like 300 nautical miles away. I know a place that's 300 nautical miles away. All-American City from Albuquerque. It's 364 miles. So far. We're only doing 300. We're dragging. And all your yoga sessions and everything took place in here. So now let's here and see where we really are.
Salt Lake Center, Labrador 5-4, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador 5-4, turn left, heading 2655.
I don't even think I agree with that.
Turn left, heading 265, Labrador 5-4.
Might tell me later to expedite my turns. No, I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's way off course, that's why. Only 350 miles. That's still really far.
Goodbye. Salt Lake Center, Labrador 5-4, flight level 360.
Labrador 5-4, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, continue.
This is not really helpful. Still got a long way to go, of course. Alright, at this time around, let's see. I know co-pilots said this earlier. I love it. Can we add a moment where the Geese pilots composed cloud-inspired poetry? Certainly. Certainly, it says. Number 8. Again, Geese pilots cloud poetry. It may be a repeat from earlier. Goose Pilot 1, wings flapping. Cumulus whispers cirrus strings. Our flight etched in vapor. Goose Pilot 2, honking rhythmically. Strato cumulus valse. Alto stratus hum. Sky versus we sing. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our poetic Geese pilots. Alright. Beautiful. Can we add a moment where the dog passenger tries to imitate their honking? I ask it. And of course, so what we have here. Certainly. Also number 8, what's this 8 about? Dog passengers honking at temp. Dog honk, honk, honk. Wait, was that more goose or less potato? Amused. Keep practicing, my friend. Maybe you'll start a new avian game. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our enthusiastic dog passenger. Haha, adorable. Can we add a scene where the duck passenger teaches cloud navigation to the Geese pilots? Let's take that. Certainly. Duck passengers, another number 8. Duck passengers cloud navigation lesson. Listen up, my feathered friends. Cirrus clouds point north. Like we said from before, cirrus clouds point north. Cumulonimbus means storm ahead, and altocumulus, well, they're just fluffy daydreams. Feel free to let your imagination soar alongside our weather-savvy duck passenger. Oh, a long way to go. Oh, from here. Alright, Tango Charlie Hotel. We got. Do we finish that? 500 knots, so it's only like 300 miles away. Yeah, true airspeed is 530 knots, that's good.
Salt Lake Center, Labrador Flight, requesting vectors next place.
Labrador Flight 4 turn left heading 265.
I disagree.
Turn left heading 265, Labrador Flight 4.
I disagree with it. They're telling me some stuff. 300 miles to the next waypoint. It's 300 miles away. Oh yeah. No, we got some places 300 miles away. East Oregon Pendleton Airport. Pendleton Airport. Lewiston is Pierce Country. Far off from Seattle. Psycho. Not even that far. Here. We're in Oregon. We shouldn't be really far at this point. Guess whatever we all live out now, let's do it. I'm gonna take the autopilot panel at this point. So. Okay, I'm going to tell Copilot that. Okay, our Boeing 747 is just crossed into Oregon. Just now crossed into Oregon. What should we do now since Washington is one state away? Well, that's right. Say hello to the Zazu Talks crew. We're thinking of them, as always. Although not in whatever co-pilot made. And co-pilot's response. As we soar over Oregon's rugged landscapes, let's embrace the beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Here's what we can do. Cascade Peaks gazing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen on both sides of the aircraft and airplane, you should see the snow-capped peaks of the Cascade Ridge, majestic and timeless. Goose Pilot 1, honk if you ever wanted to build a nest up there. Number 2, that's for number 1, but for number 2, dog passengers observation. As well as geese and duck passengers. Dog, woof, duck, drake, hen, gander, goose, probably not so much. We smell pine trees. Can we land and explore? Not this time, my adventurous friends, family, and acquaintances. Our flight path awaits. Another duck passenger's historical tidbit. Did you know Lewis and Clark camped along the Columbia River? Indeed. Their journals echo in these valleys. That's for number 3. And as for number 4, Captain's reflection over the public address system. Oregon, the beaver state from the cockpit. The beaver state. From the cockpit, I salute its wild rivers and hidden trails. And soon, Washington's embrace awaits us. And so, our fellow aviators, let's savor this leg of our journey. Oregon will bid us farewell to the open skies. And may our flight be as intriguing as the forest below. Now, while we're at it, I'm going to ask if we can have a moment where Geese pilots share their favorite Oregon trivia. Let's go into drone view a little bit. Here's my own Oregon trivia here that I have in mind. 2 of them. Number 1, the spruce goose is held in the Evergreen Aviation Museum. In real life, that is. While, of course, Zazu Talks, of course, moved there. Not to mention that Zazu died there. They're referring to Oregon. Also in Oregon, Ice Cube's Are We There Yet? Took place in Portland, to begin with. I said that on purpose because that's actually one of my favorite movies. Ice Cube's Are We There Yet, that is. That's the first setting for Are We There Yet, is in Portland. And so now we're pretty much going to trace that route that Ice Cube had to take Kevin and Lindsay Kingston on, as seen in the movie Are We There Yet? And of course, don't worry about it. You know why? You want to say that? This is a big plane. You can roam around in there. If you have to go to the latrine, you may do so. Don't be Kevin Kingston from Are We There Yet? When, of course, he had to resort to peeing in a sink. Don't be him.
Labrador 5, for contact Seattle Center on 132.6. Good day.
132.6 Labrador 54. Goodbye. Seattle Center Labrador 54 flight level 360.
Labrador 54 Seattle Center radar contact continued.
Okay, so co-pilot's response, certainly. Let's explore some quirky Oregon trivia as shared by our Geese pilots. Number 1, Crater's Lake, Deep Blue Secret. Goose Pilot 1, Crater Lake, our favorite swimming hole. Goose Pilot 2, it's so deep, even our honks echo off the walls. Number 2, Vortex Mystery in the Forest. Goose Pilot 1. Ever heard of the Oregon Vortex? Goose Pilot 2. Gravity plays hide and seek there. We'll call it Goose City. Bridges galore, number 3. Goose Pilot 1. Portland's bridges. They're like runway extensions. Goose Pilot 2. We've done formation flights under the St. John's Bridge. Number 4. Bigfoot sighting, or was it? Goose Pilot 1. Saw a shadow in the woods once. Goose Pilot 2. It was just a very hairy hiker. Number 5. Mount Hood's majestic summit. Goose Pilot 1. Mount Hood, a compass rose. When we operate in the area, of course. Or when we operate in the area. Goose Pilot 2. Honk if you ever circled its peak. And there we have it. Oregon, where geese navigate vortex bridges and maybe even Bigfoot. Feel free to have more Oregon trivia or let your imagination soar. Let me go check behind the airplane. So, 200 miles away. Ah, nice and green down there. Yeah, scenery. It's nice and green down there. Just 200 nautical miles away. Good to know. Okay, we're in Pendleton, Oregon. Okay. We're going to be in Washington. Looks like we're only like 200 miles away from Washington, so I'm coming back in the cockpit. I'm just going to be on this from here on out until we're really ready to land.
Seattle Center, Labrador flight, requesting vector to next waypoint.
Labrador Flight 4, turn left, heading 265.
Hi.
Turn left, heading 265. Labrador
Told me
flight
that earlier. I'll say we entered Washington State. So now I ask the co-pilot, our Boeing 747 has just now crossed into Washington State. What should we do now since Nirvana and the season series name are from there? Alright, welcome to co-pilot's response. Welcome to Washington State, the birthplace of grunge music, which unfortunately those bands don't last very long. Lush forests and coffee aficionados. And co-pilot gives me the emoji of some pine tree, electric guitar, and coffee. Since we're flying over the land that inspired Nirvana's intriguing series, let's infuse our journey with a touch of musical mystique. Number 1, Grunge Grove over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, our Inflight playlist features Nirvana's classics. Feel free to sway to the rhythm or air guitar your heart out. That's what a flight attendant says. So a flight attendant says, ladies and gentlemen, our Inflight playlist features Nirvana's classics. Feel free to sway to the rhythm or air guitar your heart out. Passenger 1 whispering, smells like nostalgia up here. Goose Pilot's musical banter. Goose Pilot 1, this is for Okay, this is what we're going to say for number 2 about the Geese Pilot's musical banter. Goose Pilot number 1, honk if you ever crowd surfed at a concert. Goose Pilot 2, and remember, flapping wings can be a form of headbanging. Number 3, dog passenger's grunge fashion statement. Woof! I've got my flannel bandana on, ready to rock. You're the coolest canine, my grudge buddy. The same thing also went for the duck, geese, and passengers. You're the coolest waterfowl. Oh, you're the coolest waterfowl. Also my grunge buddies. And really, you're the coolest waterfowl. Also my grunge buddies. And Captain's reflection over the public address system. Washington, the evergreen state. From the cockpit, I shall see Puget Sound, rain-kissed pines, and the echoes of Kurt Cobain's haunting lyrics. And soon we'll touch down Seattle, the heart of it all. So fellow aviators, let's ride this grunge wave. Washington awaits, guitars in hand. Enjoy the view, and may your flight be as iconic as the Seattle skyline. Now we'll share our Washington in trivia. Sending me a message at this time. Okay. Co-pilot's response, certainly. Let's explore some quirky Washington trivia, as shared by our Geese pilots. Washington State, that is. State named after President George Washington. That's for number 1. Number 1, state named after a president. Goose Pilot number 1. Did you know Washington is the only state named after a United States president? That's what Goose Pilot 1 says. Goose Pilot 2, yep. It's like a nod to George Washington himself. Number 2, revolving restaurant in Seattle. Goose Pilot 1. Seattle built the first revolving restaurant in 1961. Goose Pilot 2. Imagine dining with a 360 degree view of the city. In other words, a 360 degree view of the city. Of Seattle, that is. Number 3, hydroelectric power at the Grand Coulee Dam. Reservoir, I called it. Goose Pilot 1, the Grand Coulee Reservoir. Our colossal concrete gravity reservoir. Goose Pilot 2, it's like a giant power station hugging the Columbia River. Number 4, Mars Corporation, Tacoma Roads. Goose Pilot 1, ever heard of Mars? It started in Tacoma, Washington. Goose Pilot 2, from candy bars to pet food, Mars does it all. Number 5, Seattle Grace Hospital, from the TV show Grey's Anatomy, which I personally think is okay. I'm more of a Scrubs person. Goose Pilot 1, remember Seattle? Oh, Grace from Grey's Anatomy? Goose Pilot 2, McDreamy worked there. Love, life, and scalpel drama. There you have it. Washington, where geese know their state secrets. In fact, there's a lot of geese in Washington. Uh-oh. Looks like we're entering some restricted airspace here. Gotta get around it. Seattle's way far off. Well, it's a simulator. Should be alright, nobody's here. So go around it. Let's see. Go around it. Okay, we're being told to descend.
Descend and maintain flight level 260 Labrador Flight 4.
260. 260. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning our descent into Seattle, Washington at this time. So, right now we gotta turn the seatbelt sign on. Where is it on? And the descent process begins at this point. We're in the restricted airspace. Well, you know, it's a simulator. Nobody's really gonna say much. There. 3, 4, 5. God, that airspace. Get out of that airspace. Yakima. Let's go 007. Let's go heading 007 just to get out of here. Nothing was really secret in there anyway. I don't think. We'll have to fly through this thing.
Seattle Center Labrador Flight requesting vector to next week.
Labrador Flight 4 to
Fine, we'll do it.
Turn left heading 260 Labrador Flight 4.
Labrador Flight 4 contact Seattle Center from 126.1.
54. Goodbye. Seattle Center, Labrador 54 is in flight level 275, descending flight level 260.
Labrador 54, Seattle Center, radar contact continue. Labrador 54, contact Seattle Center on 132.6. Good day.
Going to 132.6, Labrador 54. Seattle Center, Labrador 54, flight level 260.
Labrador 54, Seattle Center, radar contact continue.
Where are we going? We're only 90 miles away. We're only 9 or 0 miles away. I don't know what to do from here. Let me get one more drone view, okay? That was a command.
Descend and maintain 16,000 feet, Labrador 54.
I'm gonna go ahead and follow that. Flying Rock Air Park. We'll double it. Max will go. We'll do it. Get there fast. That's what the overspeed's about. We gotta get there fast. Crash settings are turned off, and of course, Beyond and Polygon's how I operate here.
Seattle Center, Labrador 54 is passing 17,000
If this doesn't go well, I can take the scene to Boeing Field and have it evaluated. The airplane. Yeah, well, this airplane came from the Boeing Field, as you can see here. Actually, right here where my cursor is, this is where the airplane came from. Following that. I'm going to fly it manually at this point to Seattle. There's mountains here.
Descend and maintain 5,700 feet Labrador Flight 4.
Labrador Flight 4 contact Seattle approach on 120.4. Good day.
120.4 Labrador Flight 4. Goodbye. Seattle approach Labrador Flight 4 5,600 feet.
What do you say? Kenmo? Too many mountains. There's too many mountains, I have to be this high.
Descend and maintain 5,700 feet Labrador Flight 4.
I have to fly that way.
Labrador Flight 4 contact Seattle Center on 120.3. Good day.
There's too many mountains.
Going to 120.3 Labrador Flight 4.
Fall City, that sounds scary.
Seattle Center Labrador Flight 4 is at 8,700 feet, descending 5,700 feet.
Labrador Flight 4 Seattle Center altimeter 30.13 radar contact. Continue to Kendall. Labrador Flight 4 descending and maintaining 5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet Labrador Flight 4.
Labrador Flight 4 contact Seattle Center on 120.5. Good day.
128.5 Labrador Flight 4. Goodbye. Seattle Center Labrador Flight 4 is at 10,100 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Labrador Flight 4 Seattle Center altimeter 30.13 radar contact. Continue to Kendall. Labrador Flight 4 contact Seattle approach on 120.4.
Seattle approach Labrador 54 is passing 8,400 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Labrador 54, Seattle approach altimeter 30.13 continue to Carver. Labrador 54, you are 16 miles northeast of Seattle. Contact Seattle Tower on 120.
Do it.
Tower on 120.905, Labrador 54.
Okay, on brakes max.
Labrador 5415 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 16 left approach.
Labrador 54 Seattle Tower.
We're here. Whoa. Buildings. Steering wheel.
Cleared ILS runway 16 left approach, Labrador 54.
Runway, 10 miles away. Too close. Too freaking close. Just follow this. Okay, landing assistance is active.
Labrador 54107567. Clear to land runway 16 left.
Clear to land runway 16 left, Labrador 54.
Quieter! Thank you. Seattle.
Labrador 54 exit runway when able.
Right now. What's that? So, yeah, that's 145 nautical miles. There's a progressive path that's going to lead me to that.
Labrador Flight 4 contact ground on 126.875.
126.875, Labrador Flight 4.
Nice.
Goodbye.
What's that United Airlines 747 wearing the friendship colors? What? Creeper van. Left. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Something's off. A lot of things are off. Let me, of course, request for jetway connection from here at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seattle. Childhood dream fulfilled today. Be a Northwest Airlines pilot for a day. That's what it is. Even though today is Sunday, I went ahead and flown anyway. Now, of course, before I do anything else, let's do a post-landing check. Check for damage of all kinds. I know I broke a lot of rules in this video game because I was not up for airspace deviations. And even if we've flown in restricted military airspace, I'm that kind of figure anyway, because I'm a member of Civil Air Patrol in real life from the time I recorded this video. And somehow we gotta get prepared for these things. Ooh, Batcat right there. This chapter here has opened. This opened one more thing. Nature of today's flight, live out a childhood dream. And for some reason, something in the way by Nirvana, of course, it resonates well with my mission. Because, you know, I'm not sure what Kurt Cobain was doing under that bridge. I mean, that whole thing, actually about Kurt Cobain under the bridge, those were lies, you know. You know where he was really living? Friends. That's where he was really living, with friends. Check the upper deck, make sure you're okay. There's the gate. I've got to complete the checks like right here, right now. Oh, glory. I want to go see the older planes in this video, so can I have the rest of you do the rest of the checks for me, please? I want to go see the older planes. Let's go to the one I spotted first. Oh, look. Here's United Airlines in the friendship colors. Yeah, look at that. United Airlines in the friendship colors. Mania here. There seems to be a vintage mania. A vintage airplane mania this morning. Won't you think? Vintage airplane mania. Alright, let's go. Let's see, of course, this warning star here. Let's see what they're up to. Their mission may be classified, so let's not bug them all that much. The Navy in today. Ah, Miss Peabody. Pleasure to see you. Yeah, Sweet Pea. Nice to see you. Also, my call sign was Labrador 5-4 when I've flown these things here. Like, this airplane here is named Miss Peabody. I call it Miss Peabody on purpose because I knew a purebred American lab. A black one named Miss Peabody. But since I'm more fond of the English lab, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Elvis Bats the Lab was here. I'll say again, Elvis Bates the Lab was here. You know, the black Labrador on social media. The one that grew up with this one baby named Ted. See, look. Elvis Bats the Lab. Here, Elvis Bats the Lab. That's who we have here. It's more like Elvis Bates the Lab because that A in Elvis Bates the Lab, in the Bates part, Bravo Alpha Tango Zulu, the Elvis Bates the Lab, that A has umlauts on it. And I know how to read umlauts. Umlauts make the long A sound. Umlauts are those two dots over the A. Okay, so looks like we're done. Let's go back to our own plane. Somebody's got. Everybody okay? Do you leave anything by Elvis Bates the Lab? looks like we're done here. Right front. Let's go. Okay. Post-landing checks complete. I'll say it again. Post-landing checks are complete. No, I'm sure of it. One more thing. Let me see if I can get to one more thing. To conclude the episode, one more thing. Ladies and gentlemen, as we disembark, let's honor Kurt Cobain's spirit. Beneath these wings, we've carried hope, love, a few quacks and honks, as well as barks. Until next time, fly with compassion. As soon as we deboard, that'll be our show. If you like, please like and subscribe. If let's, of course, let's deboard now.
Ground Labrador 5-4, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
Ground.
Labrador 5 for the jetway is going to be connected.
Jetway connected, superb.
Ground Labrador 5-4, could you please send a ground power unit?
Let's request for everything, except for disconnection.
Labrador 5 for a ground power unit is on the road.
Ground Labrador 5-4, could you please send a fuel truck?
Labrador 5 for a fuel truck is on the road.
Ground Labrador 5-4, could you please send the baggage?
Labrador 5 for baggage is on the way.
Ah, that door even opened itself.
Ground Labrador 5-4, could you please send the catering truck?
Labrador 5 for the catering truck is on the road.
I wonder what they're gonna serve these ones. Alright, no more going through things. As soon as these things connect, this time I'm sure of it, that'll be our show. If you please like, please like and subscribe. And of course, we'll see you in the next video. Whatever it may be. As they connect, and they do their things, have an excellent day. Thank you for watching. As for you, I think we're alright for now. The yellow fire engine, that is. I think we're okay for now. Thank you. Oh look, they're loading. Oh look, they're loading, as you can see there. Just like Vion Logic. Now we're talking. Now I'm going to conclude the episode for the day.